Every prophet was taken into a space of isolation where they could be still. You can look at Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. He sat with the mountains to observe the sun, the sky, the stars. That was him being in silence, awakening his feminine energy. In that silence, he got guided to the fire within him. Anything that was not bringing him closer to his God, of not reminding him of God, his masculine energy took the action to kill it. All the idols were killed by the masculine energy, meaning the action. And the feminine energy got activated when he chose to sit with himself, to connect to his own emotions, to get the guidance from the Creator. The feminine energy in us is energy that activates in silence, in stillness, in darkness. So every prophet, before they needed to take a certain action, was pulled back into a space, a cocoon, a cave, a whale, the water, in a place where their feminine was what? Guided their actions, their masculine to take the action. For if they were not connected to their feminine, they would be the slaves of the society. They would do exactly what their ancestors were doing. Only and only your feminine energy within you guides you to take the actions that are not existing, that are beyond your mind, beyond the scene, beyond what you are taught. We go into Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is asked to stand still. One side is the war, is people running to him, humiliating him, rejecting him, feeling betrayed, angry. And on the other side of him was this massive, vast ocean, which was heavy and dark. In that moment, he stood still and he said, my God is with me. So he pulled all his energy upwards and he trusted and had faith and devotion to his feminine, to his emotions. And he said, I am neither this, what my ancestors have been, and I am neither somebody who gets overwhelmed by my own emotions. I am standing here as the slave of Allah, knowing that He is with me. The feminine remembers, He is with me. And the masculine returns with action. I will be guided by my feminine, by my Allah, through my emotions, in my heart, right? And then, first of all, he does, I keep forgetting this, no. He says no. No to the past, no to the future. Nothing defines his present moment action. I'm not this, I'm not this, I am that. What he chose for me to be. For he is with me, again, feminine, and he will guide me, masculine, right? And together as they merge, he moves his stick, and that stick, the tiny, tiny, soft, gentle sound in the massive chaos of the world that he was surrounded in the scene, that tiny voice, that tiny sound he made as he moved his stick was heard in the unseen. So that what is very small in the seen is very big in the unseen. And the water split open. The splitting of the water is him having the vision to see a path through his emotions. Now to get closer to Allah, you have to get through your emotions, meaning you have to get to know them as also something that are coming from Allah. So your internal world is what will get you closer to your creator, and your internal world is awakened, is what awakens the feminine within you. The feminine feels safe. Your emotions feel safe to be felt. Your anger, your frustration, your resentment, your betrayal, your cheat, your sabotaging, you, everything, all of that, right? You have to own it. You have to sit with it. You have to be in the grief of where you left you. You have to own your emotions, and only through owning the emotions, you will be made to see the path through your emotions. For that, what is overwhelming you is actually the path, is actually what Allah controls. The sea is controlled by Allah, right? So this is Hazrat Musa. Then we can go on to any prophet, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? He was always somebody who meditated in Ghare Hira. So he was taught to disconnect, disengage, leave the world behind, walk up into the silence, into the stillness, into the darkness of the cave, and just be with himself, to activate his feminine energy, to learn a skill to connect to his inner world. For the inner world is 70%. The amount of water you carry within you is 70%. Water comes from the heaven. Your water body, your energy body, your light body is 70%. So to activate that 70% of you, you need the three things: stillness, silence, and darkness, right? You face your darkness. You stay still with whatever it is that you feel. And in silence, you own them. And when the prophet, and when the prophet in Ghar Hira was settled, his vessel was ready to receive the revelation. For that was his masculine. He had to spread the healing with the world. We have to understand, when the revelation came, he was actually somebody who got really panicked. His heart was purified, right? And he was given these beautiful verses to break the barriers of his mind and to read, meaning to do that, what he had no idea how to do. Now that revelation comes to him, and then he goes off. His masculine is like, the moment it got in touch with the revelation, the feminine within him awakened. Oh my God, he was overwhelmed and he ran to be Khadija, who was a feminine, to be validated, to be held, that you are on the right path. You are on the path of Allah. So the feminine within us, when awakens, can be very overwhelming, because it's a lot of truth. It's like the ocean. But the more you go closer towards your emotion, face them, and know that they are coming from Allah as a way for you to face them. For it is that emotion which you have been neglecting, what Allah has been wanting you to return home to. You see, the path was created by the split in the ocean, not in the seen world, not between the war where the people were running. Allah could have just smashed them all out. He didn't. He took Hazrat Musa within. And within him was the path. Within his emotions was the path. When he could clearly activate his feminine, he was guided to take the action, which was take no action. Let Allah do the thing. In stillness, in silence, in surrender, in sajda, in submission, as your feminine awakens, when you truly trust your feminine, the feminine feels safe, meaning your emotions feel safe. You are no more scared to express what you feel. And when you express what you feel, which is truly authentic coming from the Creator, There is no fear. There is no attachment to who will like it, who will not like it. You don't care about it because you are here as the slave of Allah. So when you connect to your feminine, you connect to the will of Allah. For that, what your feminine wants, meaning your soul wants, right, is what Allah wants, right? That's so beautiful. And the more I go into it, the more my world is like, the more you feel connected inside, held by your feminine within you, right? Your emotions are not something that you need to run away from. Your emotions are your guides. They can get overwhelming if you're doing your healing alone, right? But when you are doing it with Allah, so I do these sessions every Friday where we come together and we go through a certain ayat and the name of Allah. So we get to know Him, we get to know His book. But what happens is, in the process of getting to know Him and getting to know His book, you realize it's all within you. The attributes are in you. The Quran is in you. You are the most valuable creation that carries His attributes in you. The 9900 names are in you, are in part of you, right? The essence of those names is you, right? And then the Quran, the ayat itself, you live it. You don't read it, you don't recite it, you don't memorize it. You live it. You experience it. You realize you are standing every single day being asked to trust Him, to be still, to be present, to let Him guide you, to take the steps that your feminine internally, your knowing is guiding you to take towards that what you came here to do. For you see, you don't know what you came here to do, but your soul, your feminine does. And when you listen to your feminine, in silence, in darkness, in stillness, when you make this a skill to really, really do it, you flip your outside because your internal world has flipped. Now, this is something that I teach through the Friday sessions. I teach you how to become still, teach you how to deal with darkness, teach you and guide you and hold you through your journey of activating your feminine. You see, our feminine energy, all it's asking us is to feel safe to express its truth, because truth comes from the heaven, right? For us to be able to receive that truth, we have to have our connection with our Allah cleared up, right? So that we can be guided into what we're here to do action wise. So when the feminine feels safe in expressing what it's here to express for the sake of Allah, automatically the steps that she is being I don't want to call it she, because then people start thinking I'm talking about gender, about men and women. I'm not talking about men and women. I'm talking about the energy that we all have, right? Our masculine, meaning my steps, are totally in devotion to the feminine, right? And that devotion that my masculine has towards my feminine is what makes the feminine feel held, feel safe, to speak its truth. It's not scared to speak its truth because somebody was beaten up for speaking their truth, so they're scared of it. They weren't valued, they were looked down upon, they were left alone, they were abandoned. So you have to heal that within you, and that's exactly what I guide people to do through my 5-day sessions. Or if you want to go deeper into you, then I take you on a journey on one-to-one, if that's something that you are called to do or feel like doing, right? That's a separate thing. The Friday sessions are completely free. And if you are a woman, of course, you can join the live session. But if you are a guy and you'd like to do the spiritual journey with me through your creativity, and you don't have to be a creative person for this, because there's like everybody can join in, because I give step-by-step instructions. What you could do is you could go onto my Patreon. The links are in my bio. You can check that out. All the details are like in the comment or description box below. And you can do your sessions on your own. So I always believe that we are our own healer, right? And when you learn the skills how to be your own healer, you don't need anybody to heal you on your spiritual path. You yourself, your commitment, your faith, your dedication, your own being becomes the healer that the world has been waiting for. So let's put it like this: God is taking you into a cocoon to hold you, to remind you, to nurture you, to remind you of the beautiful softness you have within you, to bring you home to your feminine, right? So, in the darkness, when you face your emotions, you are turning towards your internal world and you're saying, I'm going to hold you, even though I wasn't held when I was young, and you heal your own self. Right? In silence, you start talking to yourself. You start talking to God. You start connecting to the deeper, most beautiful, authentic part of you, and your voice changes. Your throat chakra gets activated, right? And then there's stillness, silence, stillness. And in stillness, you learn to be present. You learn to be here. And this is what I teach through art in those Friday sessions. So again, if you'd like to join, write Art as Ibadat, and I'll send you the link for it. Or you can contact me on my Instagram, and I'd be more than welcome, like really excited to have you, welcome you on this journey towards our Allah. And these sessions help I don't know how to say this. These sessions truly help us see who He is and celebrate His power. Be grateful to Him for who He is, for not what He does for me and you, not what He does for us, right? Just for the fact of who He is. And that then makes us see all that He's done for us. And we become complete. You become surrendered. You become so content in His will. You let go of grudges, your past, and you start seeing people with a very different perspective. You start recognizing how valuable forgiveness is and how much love you have within yourself. Your feminine is absolute love, and your masculine is absolute light. He is the one who heals, right? Because she is the one who receives. She's the one who receives the guidance, and he's the one who spreads the guidance. So she is the love, the carrier of love, and he is the carrier of light. So he spreads it like the sun. She is the one that absorbs it. It's so pure. The feminine energy is so pure, like the moon. It takes on the light of the creator, and the sun is then shining it outwards. That's the dance, that's the beauty, the balance of masculine and feminine. So that's all for today. I just wanted to say that if you are in your cocoon stage, going through an ego death or a spiritual, like the soul awakening nights, or what are called the dark night of the souls, then this will really help you. All the prophets were taken into a cocoon, into a space, to be able to strengthen their feminine energy and make themselves feel safe into that what they need to say through their throat chakra. Once they were stable within, they were able to express and take action into the masculine world to bring the change, bring the healing, bring the guidance from the creator down to the earth for all of us. And that's what you're here to do. So don't be scared. Know that you are held. Even in darkness, there is light, and that light is what is calling you home towards itself. Your feminine is calling you home so that your masculine can be guided back to Allah. Inshallah. Lots of love. Take care. If this resonates with you, leave me a comment. Let me know. Send me a DM, because it's always nice to have that energy exchange. I love you. Take good care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz.